Hey you guys! This video is going to be a little bit different from the rest, and I want to show you some real advice on how to get things done in 2020. My name is Anneliese and I make videos on personal development and self-debates I have on life, in which I share with you my journey and the things that I learned in order to grow together. Oh, that was long. In this video, I am going to show you how I stay productive and focused at work, and also my best hacks for maximum productivity. Because it's a new fresh start of the year, and in order to achieve our dreams, we need to be able to work as productively and as much as we can. This video is best suited for freelancers or people who work from home, where life and work kinda becomes one, and it's very easily to get distracted at home. But it can also be applied very well to your work office because these tips are for anyone. And I think the best way to explain them is to show you how a typical workday in my life looks like. But because today I am filming, it is not at all a typical day, but actually a very spontaneous one. So because of this, I am going to add a bonus in the last part of the video and show you also how a spontaneous and very chaotic work day in my life looks like. So better stay to the end to learn how to achieve things also in chaos. And also, yes, I know my chair is pink. Guys, I take personal branding very seriously, as you can see. Oh, and also I so much show you this. Just don't we look the same? Anyways guys, let's get to some real advice now. First things first, in order to be productive is to have a clear workspace. Your environment is very important and actually has a real impact on your brain activity. If you have a chaotic, cluttered desk, well, guess what? Your mind will be the same. You won't be able to think clearly, you'll procrastinate more often and also get distracted very easily. What I do to have all I need all the time and also have it as clear as possible, I use this flexible design formula that I came up with. Well, there is nothing new, but something very useful. I keep all the things that I use in this little shelf. That unfortunately it is not extremely organized, but it was the best solution that I could find right now. This is a rental apartment where I am living, and even though the desk is mine, I still have in mind that there will come again that time of the year when I'll have to move, so I have to keep things as light as possible. As you noticed in the beginning of the video, I try to clean and declutter my desk as often as I can. And also I put everything that I don't need back into my shelf, and this is why I said that it is a flexible design, because my desk is changing with activities that I'm doing on it. For example, when I paint, it looks so much different than when I just work at my laptop. Oh, and another thing that I am grateful for my desk is that it is white. And also my wall is white and clear and helps me to focus so much better. If you can do this, I totally advise you. It is so much better to look at a blank wall than at a room full of things, you know. And for my mouse pad, this is the only one that I had in-house. So because of this, I chose to use a blank paper that is very minimalistic and almost invisible. And as you can hear, yep, it is very quiet. I don't like to listen to music when I work, because music, yes, it is beautiful, but it also is another information for my brain to process. And that in the end will result in lower productivity and more time spent working. There are people who work very good with music, but I am pretty sure that it is scientifically proven that the mind can't multitask. So yes, you are focusing one fraction of a second on projects and then the other on music and then the other on projects, when you can just focus 100% on projects and you will be even more productive and do your best. Just think about it. I'm curious, do you prefer to listen to music when working or not? Comment me down below. Okay, but enough with my desk. Now let me show you how I organize my activities. But before this, just let me make some tea because I am so thirsty. Yep, here is an interesting fact. Why on earth do I drink my tea from a thermos inside my home? Well, it's because it's freaking freezing in here, and by the time the tea is infusing to when I have to drink it, It is already cold. Okay guys, this is the real shit, how to optimize your workflow. Second, prior to eliminating your distractions on your desk, it is also very important to eliminate your distractions in your life, which means to leave your phone somewhere far, far away where it doesn't bother you, or turn off the internet, or just don't look at it until you finish a task, unless it is very important. Then my third hack, which is the most important one in my opinion, is to work in batches, which means to group activities of the same kind in order to eliminate distractions, work faster, and also improve your workflow. For example, if in one day I have to work also for Instagram, for YouTube, and also shoot some B-roll, I'm not gonna work at a video, then edit a photo, then shoot something, then work again on my computer, and so on. It will be a total mess. Instead, I group them to do each task all at once. Here's how a typical day in my life looks like. Actually, I need to add that every day for me is very different. There are days that repeat themselves over time, but from Monday to Friday, my days are very different, which is awesome. But in the most days, I'm just here working on my computer. Also here, I need to add this very important thing that I don't call my work, but instead projects. It is a very important mindset trick that gets you out of that energy of, oh, I have to work, it's tiring. But instead it switches you to, I am making progress on my projects that I actually enjoy, Words are very important. I'm gonna talk about this more in my future videos. So what I do, I group editing on Instagram or YouTube, and I try to micro batch, meaning I also group the smaller type of tasks. Like for a YouTube video, when I edit, I need to group my sound editing, my color grading editing, and so on. Anything that I do that thing until it is finished, and then I move to other tasks. Then I usually take my lunch break between 1 to 2 p.m., which it kind of takes me a full hour because sometimes I need to cook, and that's just it. And then I have 2 rounds of computer work separated by a small break in which sometimes I exercise or not. Or sometimes I don't even feel like taking. It depends on how focused I am at my work. But there are also variations to this. For the days in which I have to post on Instagram, I post in my lunch break, and then it follows an hour from 2 to 3 p.m. in which I engage with my followers, and then I will have another hour from 6 to 7 p.m. in which I have to engage because that is the time when people are more on the platform. And things sometimes get trickier because I live in Netherlands where sun is basically non-existent, except today where it's too much that is ruining my filming. And when it spontaneously gets sunny outside, it is a shame to not go out and benefit. So I need to take a small break and go outside, so I chose to do it after lunch because I was already in break, or before lunch. It depends on how focused I am on my work and also at which hour the sun appears. Okay, but if you work in batches, why don't you group your Instagram engagement into full hours? Well, it's because the algorithm, people, there are certain time frames in which people are more active on the platform, so it is not up to me. And here comes my 4th tip for productivity. It's very important to prioritize your activities. And I talked about this also in my Essentialist video, where you need to always ask yourself what is essential in this moment right now. If it is sunny outside, then health is more important and I have to prioritize that. Except today because I don't have time for that. If you have a deadline, then breaks or anything else doesn't matter anymore. You need to do only that thing. For example, today it is very important for me to focus on shooting, creating, and I don't have time for Instagram. You need to choose what is important to do when you have the most energy and mental clarity for that activity. By the way, this is my Instagram where I post self-portraits and fashion photography, but where also I talk about a lot of interesting subjects on personal development. It is basically like my blog, so you can follow me there too if you want to learn more. Related to what I said earlier, my 5th tip is to add breaks that don't distract you but that actually help you to relax. And they are best suited to take them from one activity to another, or when you just feel tired and have less energy. Leave me in the comments, when do you need to take breaks and how many? And the 6th tip is to add a timeline to your to-do list, because that will set you to learn how much a task will take. In order to be able to know how many things you can do in one day and to not overload yourself with too many things on your to-do list and end up doing none of them and feel like you weren't productive at all. I also talked about this in my video, why productivity is subjective. You should check that out too. This trick is to not make you feel like you have a timer tied around your neck, but instead to make you even more focused and to try to finish the task in the time proposed for it. And in case you misplanned, well, it's okay, you will know next time what to do. After all, what matters is to do your job as best as you can, more than as fast as you can. I have to admit that I wasn't always like this, but with time and self-discipline, I developed this habit that helps me to achieve more in less time possible, which is amazing. And I really hope this video will help you implement these productivity hacks in 2020 at work. And it's almost 4 o'clock in the afternoon, and I'm pretty done with the work for today, but as I promised, I am gonna show you how also a chaotic day looks for me, because today was just very random. Now that I put everything together, it kind of starts to make more sense. Anyway, so yes, everything started at 9 in the morning when I did my makeup for like an hour-ish until 10:15. And then I started to clean my desk and also shoot it, and as I told you, I did clean my desk. And then I shot my B-roll of the desk until 11 past 10. Then I shot the actual video with me talking until 12:30. Well, yeah, it kind of took me like almost 2 hours to shot this, which I don't know, I'm not that slow, I swear. But the problem was with the sun, because yesterday was sunny outside, but unfortunately it was too much sun and I couldn't get it covered. And it still is sunny outside, but unfortunately I still don't think I can find time to go out. Today was more important for me to shot this and take everything in one day, you know, batching and also prioritizing. From 12:30 to 12:50 I prepared my food. I boiled some sweet potatoes. And then from 1 past 10 to 1:30, I shot the thumbnails for this video and also for my past video with loving yourself, because I just didn't like the old one, so it needed to be changed drastically. Then from 1:30, since 2 o'clock, I finished cooking and ate. And I also shot this eating part. From 2 and 2:30-ish. I filmed myself working. I filmed all these B-rolls and stuff like that, which kind of took me very less time. I'm so proud of that. By the way, I wanted to tell you that I am so happy that I could finish everything on time. I'm really surprised, and everything went according to plan. So yes, I guess tracking your activities and knowing how much a task will take, it is very beneficial, because in the end you will just know how to plan, how to organize yourself better. Everything will be better. And then from 2:30 to 3:30, I started to film my tea B-roll, which, yeah, sorry, but I swear I didn't lie, I really made some tea back then, but I couldn't find time to film it because it was very important for me to shot where I was speaking and not interrupt my flow. So because of that, I shot the B-roll of the tea. Now I made another tea. And everything is fine, and this B-roll kind of took me to make almost an hour. Yeah, sometimes it takes you an hour to make a tea, but at least it is cinematic. Yes, and now I'm shooting the bonus part of the video and tying everything up together and trying to make sense of what I did today. I also wanted to say this, that planning this day was like designing a labyrinth was very chaotic. Now what I have to do next is to remove my makeup, download the footage into the computer and hope everything will be fine. And then I will have to clean up everything because everything is a mess here. Yes, but you next should watch why productivity is subjective, and also here is my latest upload. And guys, subscribe if you want more videos like this, comment, love you, bye!